Mama Kids Life. I am Mr. Roy, your one and only Mr. Roy. So I have something to just share today, and it's really about the campaign that is just starting. And I really just feel I should share a piece of my mind concerning how best to go about it and what to expect. Now, first of all, I really want to urge Nigerians, especially the youth, that they have the power. Like they have the power. You know, the median age of Nigeria is 19 years. 19 years. To simplify that, I can say that if you bring 20 people, 20 random Nigerians, 15 of them will be 19 years, right? 15 of them will be 19 years. That means out of the 200 million Nigerians, more than 150 are 19 and below. You don't understand. Now, what I am telling you is this, is that the power of vote, right, it lies in the hands of the youth. Mm. You get that right? So what we are seeing now, which is quite unfortunate, is that you have a gun inside of you. GUN, yeah. You have GUN in your pocket and you are allowing an ant to bite you. You don't know you have GUN. Like the power is in your hands. And let me tell you another secret. The average lifespan of a Nigerian is 50 or thereabout. Means if you live above 50 in Nigeria, you are lucky. If you live above 50 in Nigeria, you're lucky. An average Nigerian, most Nigerians die before 50 years. I think it's 54 or thereabout. Now, you would also know, follow me, oh, you would also know that the people who lived in the Yoruba land, the people who lived in the Igbo land, the people who lived in the Hausa land, when Yoruba land was Yoruba land, Hausa was Hausa land, Igbo was Igbo land, they are old people. You hardly see someone that is above 80 years that is not tribalistic because they experienced Yoruba, they experienced the gods of Yoruba, and same for Hausa and Igbo, you know. But fortunately for us, my people, the average age is of death in Nigeria is 54. Unfortunately for them, they are the one going to heaven. Let me say it that way very quickly. So the exit to glory, like we say in Africa, the rate of exit to glory is high in Nigeria, while the rate of entry to voters age is high too. So you see, people that are tribalistic and that have bigotry in them are easing, they are living the same. While the people that are at least moderate, like us, with the youth, are flooding. Flooding is the word. Flooding the scene. So if you have a candidate that is holding on to tribalism to win an election, that candidate's time is past. expiring. Is fast expiring. And when we say the power lies with the youth, the power is not just statical. The power that lies with the youth is increasing exponentially as our population is. And so the youth must realize that in 2023, they had power. But 4 years' time, a 14-year-old in 2023 will not support any other person apart from a Peter Obi. It's not possible. I'm a teacher. Yeah. I meet a lot of young people. The only person they visualize as a leader is Peter Obi. Their teachers can be tribalistic, but they know. Their parents can be, but they know. So a 14-year-old in 2023 is now perfect game 678. You're welcome. We're discussing a very interesting topic. I'll implore you to stay glued to your phone. So a 14-year-old in 2022 or 2023 is now 18, while somebody who was 75 years old in 2023 is now 79. Because of the bad medical situation or facilities in Nigeria, he is mostly now incapacitated. Do you understand? So even those of them that have not exited to glory, they have been incapacitated. If we had 10 youths, or let's make it real. If we had 30 million youths of eligible voters age in 2023, you probably have 50 million now. So this election is about the youth. And you know one thing in 2023, those of us that voted, if you go to the polling unit, the polling booth, you suddenly realize that 90% are young people. My brother, those old people, they don't they go. They are going, I mean, with all due respect to them, they are going with their tribalistic tendencies. An average youth based on social media is more globalized. And this is not just about the youth in the South, it is also about. So it's everywhere. We are more globalized. We are more moderate. We are less coconut headed. Yeah, if that's how you want to live your life, they live. You be Christian, oh good. You be Muslim, no problem. As far as you know, pause and serve for my Gary. All right. So one thing we must hold on to in this 2027 election is to understand that if we were powerful in 2023, we are more powerful today in 2027. That is one. Number two is to realize, I'm talking about things to note going into the campaign, the mind you're supposed to have going into the campaign, and the candidates you should be working for. Another thing we should note is the fact that we are not where we should be. If Nigeria was a human being, Nigeria should be crying under the bed in shame. If Nigeria was a little girl, that girl should be under the table crying and weeping in shame. We have not done well as a country. We have not done well as a country. And the day Nigeria will rise is the day Africa will stand. What you're having in Africa today, conflict upon conflict, leaders sitting tight in their throne and saying they are not going to leave, even if they are not even staying in the country. We know of Cameroon. It is because you don't have a leader. as a continent. And you see, Nigeria is has been destined to be the leader. But because Nigeria is fooling around, Africa is on his knees. Because Nigeria is fooling around, Africa is on his knees. You have two Americans, husband and wife. They have issues, marital normal issues in their home. And they decide to fly to Nigeria and to ask for advice. What do you think will happen? The home will most likely collapse because you see, the Nigerian man will try to prefer solution based on his values, based on his understanding, and based on his exposure, based on his culture. That is the cacophony that we see in Africa today. Is the reason for the cacophony you see? Because the problems we are having, we're running to China for solution. They do not understand our values, they do not understand our culture, and by extension, they don't understand our goals. And because they do not understand those values and share in them, the solutions that they tend to prefer and to prefer will tend to be lost somewhere in national interest. Let's do this for this country. Oh, let's not do too much. Oh, before you know, it will be lost, it will be watered down by national interest. But the day the American couple finds an American who understand their values and their culture to find solution to the problem, they will most likely get a solution to that problem. So Nigeria as a country living in the continent of Africa, destined in terms of population, in terms of human resource, mineral resource, and otherwise to lead, the day that country called Nigeria rises is the day Africa will stand in glory. Is the day Africa will stand in glory. Africa is looking up to us. Without some of them knowing, they are looking up to us. You're hearing of BRICS nation, and African countries are fighting tooth and nail to join. Why? Who is the head of the BRICS? Are they Africans? No. Why are we not forming our nations? Because you see, there is no leader, and there is nobody else who can lead the continent apart from the country called Nigeria. So this next election is not just about you fighting for your future. It's not just about you fighting for the future of your nation. It is about you fighting for the future of the continent. And that is the energy you must approach this campaign with. Thank God for AI, my brothers and sisters, uncles and daddies, Nigerians and foreigners. ChatGPT will give you any statistics you want concerning any nation, including Nigeria. Nigeria is the world's capital of poverty, world's poverty capital. The country where you have more poor people, they are here in Nigeria. Go to ChatGPT, you see. Nínú gbogbo àgbáyé o, the whole of the world, from east to west, north to south. Imagine how big, from seas to land. Nigeria houses the largest number of poor people in the world. Ukraine is better. Russia is better. Iran is better. I'm telling you, countries that are at war, they are better off. Ghana is better. Congo is better. Somalia is better. Think about any country that you can imagine in the world. Nigeria is worse off. And that's exactly what we are talking about. So you see, we are not in a good place. I've mentioned number one. You must know that as the youth, you have the power. They know. They know those people in government that can see the statistics and ask questions and demand for answers. They know. If you were powerful in 2023, you're more powerful today. Number two, we are not in a good place. And so, for the sake of Nigeria and for the sake of Africa, we must work together to ensure that we vote in Peter Obi in the next election. Now, the next thing I want you to realize is, you see, when a child who starts in primary one, elementary one, year one, does excellently well, year one, year two, year three, year four, and he fails in year five, does abysmally, and he fails, it hurts differently because where the child is coming from was high. So low feels terrible. I put it to you today that Nigeria used to be high. Pre independence, post independence, pre colonial times, post colonial times, Nigeria used to be high. Let's take it one by one. Pre colonial. Let's just narrow it down. You have the Kanem Bono Empire, you have the Oyo Empire, you have the Benin Empire, but let's just look at the Benin Empire to let you know that your ancestors were not dull. They were not busy using bottles to just draw tribal marks like fools. They had reasons for everything they did. They developed themselves so much that they were able to communicate with the spirit world. It is perspective. Give kudos to those kind of people. Your ancestors were not stupid. They were not foolish. They lived the kind of life that is worthy of emulation, that we can be proud of. Let's narrow it down to Benin Empire. The Benin Empire existed, I'm not sure, around the 15th century. That's many, 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 many years ago. Of course, it was pre-colonial time. I will just take one thing for you to know, that the pre-colonial time ancient Benin Kingdom is more organized than the Nigeria of today. After more than 700 years, it is more organized than Lekki. Small rain everywhere flooded. The Benin Kingdom will not accept that. They will create systems that will not accept flooding. Where we are coming from is very high, and we should feel so ashamed that we have the motivation to be able to ensure that we elect the right leader. Pre-colonial, the Benin Kingdom thought it wise, smartness number one, to build a wall around the city. The devil is in the detail, they say. They were so detailed enough to be able to draw a plan, mathematics. Detailed enough to know where to locate it, geography. Oh, your ancestors did not go to school. They did not go to school. They knew mathematics, they knew geography. They were able to build the wall. They built a wall with a population. The Benin population at that time was 100,000 thereabouts. They built a wall. They built a wall. Okay, let me just focus. They built a wall that was 14,000 kilometers long with a population of 100,000 people. Imagine the organization. Imagine the coherence. Imagine the structure of leadership. Imagine the command and control that were ensured that they to build that kind of a wall. But they did. They did. With clays and mortars, they did. With a population of 100,000 people. 14,000 kilometers of wall was built. Today, the border between Nigeria and Niger is about maximum 2,000 kilometers. And thinking of even building a wall is like building a ladder to heaven. It's like an impossibility. Our ancestors built it hundreds of years ago. Much more than that, they did. 14,000 kilometers is like 10 times the length of the borders of Nigeria with Niger. 100,000 people were able to mobilize themselves, organize themselves to build it. Where we are coming from is not pit, it is depth, intellect, wisdom. Our leadership are making mockery of where we are coming from. The gods of the Yoruba land, the gods of the Igbo land, the Hausa land, they will not be happy with what we are today. So make no mistake, the gods of our ancestors are sad because the fair society that they built is not what we have today. The Great Wall of China is 21,000 kilometers long with a population of over a million. Do the math. It shows you that even at that time, our ancestors could compete with the best of the best. Pre colonial times, Nigerians were not dull. Post colonial times, when the colonialists came, what did they see? They saw resources, they saw hardworking people, they saw resourceful people, intelligent people that they could work with. The people were so intelligent that they got to a time they told themselves, no, 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 we can do this. The leadership you claim you're giving to us, we can also do it. And so they mustered courage. Drawing inspiration from their ancestors, they mustered courage to fight for their freedom, to fight for their independence. Brothers and sisters, uncles and daddies, grandfathers and grandmothers, Nigerians and non Nigerians, they fought and they got their independence. Courage, resilience, organization, not timidity, not the timidity you see in the society today. Even post colonialism, post independence, Nigerians showed that they are not a people of dummies, people who have a belief system and they are ready to fight for it. So I have shown you that where we are coming from is not low, it is high. So the lowness that we have today, we should not accept it. And that should motivate us to campaign and ensure Peter Obi gets into office. Post independence, if you have anybody above 80, above 60, 70, go and ask them. My father, a medical doctor today, Dr. Gio Nopite, over 80 years old, was a palm tapper in the village of Ekpan in Delta State. exceptionally brilliant man, then a boy. Post independence Nigeria to spot him and say, no, this your intellect will not go to waste. You know what we're going to do? We're going to give you scholarship. Then the western region of Nigeria, from a palm wine tapper, intelligent palm wine tapper, got a scholarship to read medicine in the University of. In fact, it was given two options to choose from between University of Ibadan and University of Lagos. Scholarship. Do you still have that scholarship today? Pre-colonialism, post-colonialism, post-independence, Nigeria used to be high, not the shameful low that we are experiencing today. And that is why you must you must come out and campaign for Peter Obi. You must come out and campaign for him. Put in the work, put in the sweat to the jersey, and make sure that we salvage this nation. Where we are coming from is golden, not this rotten wood that we are seeing today. Got scholarship to read medicine in the University of Lagos. Your job is to just come and exhibit your talent, study, and do very well. That story, oh, that story, because the story is too good to be true. They will wake up in the morning, they will go to lectures. Before they come back, their beds are made for them. Walk into the cafeteria, you have a free food. Walk into the cafeteria, you have a free food. Credit to hero, credit to hero. You say, hi, I don't understand. Well, uh, I'm currently talking about the campaign that has started in Nigeria. So I'm just trying to, you know, put it out there, the mindset we should approach the campaign with. So I've said that Nigeria occupies a special place, even in Africa, that Africa is down because Nigeria has refused to rise. And I'm also just trying to say that where we are coming from is golden as Africans, and we should not allow leaders to make mockery of our past, that our future cannot be better than our past, cannot be worse than our past. So basically, that's what I'm saying. So they will go to cafeteria after lectures. They have free meal. They give them coupons. It's not a Gary and Guguru or Ekpa. A lap of chicken for each student. So even post-independence, Nigeria was high. Even in this democratic dispensation in 1999 here when Obasanjo became president, or even in the 90s, what we did in Liberia and what's the other country, and Sierra Leone. Do we have the capacity today? We don't. The truth of the matter is, if the Nigerian president stands and the Senegalese president stands, the Senegalese president will be listened to. Nigeria does not have a voice anymore. Because you see, you have to do the right things at home if you want to be respected outside. So these are the reasons why the Nigerian youths must come out in their millions with their power and exercise their franchise legally. Legally, legally exercise our franchise. So where we are coming from is very high. And let nobody tell you that things are getting better. Things are no near better. Again, ChatGPT has made your life easy. Type it. Is the economy, compare the economy from 2020 to now and see the graphs. Tell ChatGPT, I don't want to read. Put it in charts and you'll see the graphs yourself. Okay? Number one, we have the power. as the youth. Number two, where we are coming from is very high, and this rotting low should motivate us enough to be able to fight for a better future. Okay. And number three, we are in the majority. Now, having said these things, another thing which I will call number four is that campaign is like a journey. I'll be very brief here because it's as if this life is getting too long. Campaign is like a journey of faith. Campaign is like a journey of faith. It is a journey of faith that the winner is the person who can arrive at the destination with the most number of people. Now, the candidate must be able to project belief in his ability to win so much that he will be able to attract voters to join him. So the truth is that none of the candidates in Nigeria knows for sure that they will win. They don't know tomorrow. They don't even know whether they will be alive. But the way you win is to project the confidence that you can win so that a lot of people can be on your boat and you arrive at the destination with the most people. And so you'll be proclaimed the winner, you'll be declared the winner. Now, because it is a journey of faith, the biggest weapon your opponent will deploy is the weapon of doubt. So while you are communicating belief in yourself, confidence that you can indeed win the journey with the win the journey, your opponent is trying to throw doubt at the people that you're trying to win that you cannot win. So Nigerians must see that very clearly. If Peter Obi does not know for sure that he's going to win, even though if you ask me, if the election is conducted today, free and fair, he will win. But he still does not know for sure because so many things can happen. But the only thing he can do, and we can do for him, is to be able to project confidence that he can win. That he can win. The people working for Tinubu, you do not expect them to come out and say Tinubu will lose. They will also project that Tinubu can win. The three candidates will be saying that they can win, they can win, they can win. You will be the most FOOLISH voter to be carried away by that stone of faith that they are just throwing around. What you should do as a voter is to focus. That word focus is very important because you see, in Nigeria, the candidates have mastered the art of distracting Nigerians. They will distract you with Owambe. That's when you begin to see parties. They will make campaign look like parties and they will start serving you amala and ewedu, tuwo shinkafa, that you completely forget that this is not about party. This is not about jollification. This is not about gyration. This is about my life and my generation yet unborn. So, one thing you can do for yourself, the best thing you can do for yourself as a voter, is to stay focused. What they will be doing as the campaign start is to be throwing doubt at Peter Obi. They cannot win. In fact, What can we use to hold Peter Obi down? They've discussed it. Integrity, A1. Corruption, zero. Competence is the most competent person. Private sector experience, A1. On all criteria is the best. The best thing, which is very smart on their part, is to ignore him. Is to make the people feel like he can't win. And that one, how do they do it? They will make sure that they do not amplify his words by their response. You will notice that the president has never, never for the past 4 years responded to what Peter Obi has said. Is a way of not adding momentum to what Peter Obi has said. Their strategy is to say he cannot win. Oh, that one, beg you will vote for him. They did it in 2023. Some people said that they are just two people tweeting in a room. They are just two people tweeting in a room. You know. Mina. I think he's talking about the campaign. Yes, of course, I'm talking about the campaign in Nigeria. I hope next year's election will be successful. Certainly, Nigerians will come out and make it successful. So that is the strategy they are using with Peter Obi. My phone is about